Really proud of our group. To make it to the NCAA tournament again is a tremendous accomplishment, especially due to the fact that we lost 90% of our scoring in minutes from a year ago. To have this young team come in, play with such heart and energy, and play their way into the NCAA tournament, it's a tremendous credit to them and the coaching staff I have here with me. And we're excited with our opportunity to go and play a very good North Carolina team in Dayton.
What's your thoughts on North Carolina? Was that a team that you were like, oh, I want to play them, or you're like, at this point we don't care, just give us a team?
Just get into the tournament and then play who they put in front of you. You know, when you're on the bubble, and a lot like North Carolina, you're just dying to get in, so you have an opportunity to play. So both teams finished in fourth place in their conferences. Both teams were probably sweating it out a little bit, making sure they had an opportunity to play in March, and we'll both be excited to have an opportunity to continue to play in the NCAA tournament, which is the ultimate goal of any program in the country.
Did you watch North Carolina's game against Duke?
I didn't get to see that.
Did you see the highlights of how it ended with the lane violation?
No, I was so tied up in our own conference tournament that I didn't have a chance to watch that. But it's good that they can overcome that and not be penalized and get a chance to play in March. And I'm sure that was the goal, win the ACC tournament and get into March Madness. And they've done that. Hubert Davis has done a great job, and we'll have our hands full. They score the ball at an elite level.
You've never been in the first four before. How has it changed? How do you navigate this, having to play so quickly and then move around? Fortunately, you don't have to go very far. Milwaukee's close, but if you win. But how do you navigate the early week game?
I mean, it would have been an issue on Tuesday, but Wednesday gives us an extra day. So we'll have a chance to get up in the morning and practice, work with the NCAA on our travel plans, and then get in there and have another day to get ready. So we've had, obviously not making it to the conference championship game, which we've done in consecutive years, to be done early. We've had a couple days to rest our legs. We got on the floor today and had a really good workout. And now we'll get back tomorrow with a game plan for North Carolina and start putting into practice.
What's Magoon's status?
Magoon looked good in practice today. So I would say he is 100% go, which is good news for the Aztecs.
So he went full practice?
He went full practice today.
Wow.
I mean, they limited his reps some, but when he was in there, it was full speed. It wasn't, you can't touch him. He was out there, and he showed that he looked really good for a guy that's been off since February 22nd, I believe. So he looked really good. So we're excited to have him back, and now we'll have an extra day or so to get his game timing back and hopefully have him back in the lineup.
Describe the emotions in the room when your name pops up today versus other years.
I don't care what year it is. You know, whenever your name shows up on that screen, whether you have won the conference tournament and you're just waiting to see where you show up, or whether you're fighting for an at-large, when your name shows up on the screen, there's no better feeling. And then to have a chance to play such a storied blue blood program like North Carolina just is a tremendous opportunity for our Aztec program.
Any thoughts on Mountain West got 4 in, but not the 5th, Boise State, a team that was surging at the end. Any thoughts on them not getting in?
It's tough, you know. You don't sit in the room with the selection committee. You know, some of the teams that they had, the bracketologists had on the outside looking in, are all in the tournament. So it'll be interesting to hear what they say, why some teams were included and some weren't. So that's every time when this process happens, someone's disappointed. And it's unfortunate because Leon's done a great job with that Boise team, and they're deserving to play in March, but it's a tough thing to do.
On the flip side, in terms of you getting into the tournament, it must validate how you scheduled and how you set up your season. It must be nice to know that they're watching and observing that and rewarding you.
Yeah, it's every year you watch, they talk about non-conference strength of schedule, and we played the 7th toughest one in the country. So when you play Gonzaga and you play Oregon and you play Houston and you play Creighton and you take a neutral game against Cal and you play UCSD, it turns out to be conference champs both of the tourney and regular season, you build a resume. And then you go ahead and try to play the best ball you can in the Mountain West and try to stay away from all the landmines that you can run into when you're playing conference play.
And so going forward, that probably encourages you to do that again next year and year after you saw what happened this year.
Every year. I mean, a year ago, it was the win at Gonzaga that probably pushed us into the highest seed we could get. So we're we try to schedule anybody. The problem is when we continue to have success, those games get harder to find. And so the NIL event was perfect timing for us. It gives us 3 really good games, and now we have to go out like we always do and try to find someone else that'll play us, like the return Gonzaga game this year that we lost. But we're always looking for opportunities to play anywhere, anytime, anyone.
Going back to what you said in the beginning about this team, after losing so much from last year, obviously the goal in this program now every year is to make the NCAA tournament. But when you lose that much, and then you lose on top of that your all-conference returning leading scorer, I mean, in the back of your mind, like, can you put in perspective how much of an accomplishment this is for this team, given its youth and not having Reese, is to get to the NCAA tournament?
Yeah, to lose Reese for the year was devastating. He was the only first-team all-conference pick we had, the only experienced player coming back, and to lose him for the year was tough. And then to be fighting for an NCAA tournament spot and lose Magoon, the freshman of the year and the defensive player of the year in the Mountain West, with 6 games to go in the conference, added to the frustration. But to their credit, our kids fought, won the games they had to win, and obviously, I think if we're at full strength, we have a chance to play for a conference title, but that didn't happen. But our goal is always, no matter how it goes, is to play in the NCAA tournament. That is the ultimate goal. And we've won conference titles here before and then lose in the conference tournament and don't go to the NCAA tournament. So we schedule with an intent of making the NCAA tournament every year.
Last thing, there are 4 men's and women's Division I programs from San Diego in the NCAA tournament this year, which is obviously a record. What are your thoughts on that, specifically the San Diego State women, but also UCSD men and women are going?
Well, congratulations to everyone. We know how hard it is. And obviously, our women's team had an incredible run in Vegas to win that triple overtime game. Is a tremendous credit to Stacy and her staff, her team. And then Eric over at UCSD. I've known him a long time. He knew he had a good team. He knew he had a good team when we played him at our place this year. We found a way to win a close game. So to see both their men's and women's team make it to the big dance, it's something for the city of San Diego to celebrate.